Good morning, councillors. Just at 11:58. I would just like to welcome everyone to the City Lifestyle meeting of the first day of the new financial year, 1st of July 2020, and I declare the meeting open. I'd like to advise meeting attendees that this meeting is being audio recorded. I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. As we have no leaves of absence to record and no reports to consider, we're going to whiz straight on through to some general business for today. And I note that due to social distancing restrictions, not all managers or staff could be with us today. So that being said, does anyone have any general business for the Director of Community Services, Katie Barton-Harvey? Councillor Bradley.
Thank you so much. I have already sent a GB item to the minute clerk and also to the chairperson, so hopefully that can come up on the screen and I can speak to it. So back in 2017, $100,000 was allocated to Rochedale Tigers Rugby League. There was an agreement with the club, with and Council's Program Leader for Community Infrastructure and myself. I signed off on the document for certain works to be undertaken around Rochedale Tigers, being particularly about fencing. So there was a quote for how much that would be. During administration, the fence was put up to a certain degree, and then later on, after the new build of a change room, the rest of the fencing was supposed to occur. So there was an element of waiting time, and that actually happened during administration. So I had the club come to me during our election process just recently, asking, what has happened to this money, because they've been told that money is no longer there, and the rest of the fencing, which was agreed to, would not actually happen. I've attempted to find that out, and nearly 3 weeks ago I started that process when the club actually put it in writing to me exactly what their issue was. So I've followed up. Unfortunately, I've got the start money and I've got the end money, but I've got nothing in between. And to be open and transparent, because the club have, like I said, attempted to get this rectified themselves during the administration, and they feel very frustrated by this whole process, and I feel for them as well. And I'd like to know too where this money has actually gone, because it was actually signed up on and committed for their fencing. So the GB item is up on the board.
Councillor Bradley, could I ask that for the record that you actually read the GB item, just so people can understand what we're talking about today?
That the Sport, Leisure and Facilities Manager be requested to prepare a report to the next City Lifestyle Committee meeting to be held on 22nd of July 2020 to provide an itemised account of how money was spent that was allocated specifically for various improvements to the Underwood Park Rugby League, including installation of perimeter fencing as per minute number 258/2017, dated 29th of August 2017, for an amount of $100,000, including the signed and agreed plans with the Community Infrastructure Program Leader, Division 1 Councillor and Rochedale Tigers Rugby League. The $100,000 is definitely in the public domain. That was in a city, it would have been the Treasury Committee back then, I would imagine, but definitely this information is in the public domain. The agreed plans wouldn't be in the public domain, but they definitely are in emails and background paper that has previously been agreed to.
Thank you, Councillor Bradley. Councillor Bradley's got a motion on the board. Councillors, do I have a seconder for the motion?
Can I ask a question?
Certainly, Councillor, Deputy Mayor.
You can call me anything you like, Councillor.
I generally do.
Madam Chair. The Can I just ask why this is coming? Because divisional matters coming as GB reports. Is there a way this could be resolved without having to go through committee?
I've attempted to, like I said.
Okay, cool.
And it's 3 weeks into the process and I attempted to.
So then my question is to the director, how come it hasn't been resolved outside?
So through the chair, I'd be happy to personally take this on and resolve this outside of committee and personally do that with you, Councillor Bradley.
I think because the club have raised it with me not once but twice, and there seems to be an element of, they want that transparency, and I feel I need that transparency for the community as well, where this money has gone to.
So through the chair, I'm committed to the same transparency that you're committed to, and really happy to work with you directly on this.
I would still like to pursue this, to be open and transparent to the community.
Councillors, I'm in your hands. There's a motion on the board. Do I have a seconder for the motion?
Councillor Lane, you did say. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. By a show of hands, could I have all those in favour of the motion? Councillor Bannon, may I ask you didn't raise your hand? No?
No, yeah.
So in that case, in favour of the motion, I have Councillor Bradley, Councillor Lane, Councillor Russell, Councillor Raven, Councillor Hall, Councillor Fraser, Councillor Heremiah, Councillor Stemp, Councillor Wilcox, Councillor Murphy, and I'm also in favour of the report. And for the record, Councillor Bannon, may I ask if you're opposed or abstaining?
Opposed.
Opposed. Please have that recorded in the minutes. Thank you, Councillor. That will be done.
Thank you.
Do we have any other items of general business for the Director? Well, I'd just like to say that with the next wave of COVID-19 restrictions easing, the outstanding efforts of the Community Services team really should be acknowledged. They've navigated the past several months through COVID in a continually changing environment to deliver services to our community. They say that necessity is the mother of invention, and the Community Services team has certainly embraced the new norm to deliver for our community. And I'd just like to share a quick story from the Yarrabilba community where we have Family and Community Place. I went out there recently and had the opportunity to see our First Five Forever hard at work. Now, typically that place would be absolutely humming with kids. But of course it couldn't be. So there's our First Five Forever, now a mock-shift mini television crew who are actually broadcasting to little ones at home. And the feedback that I've heard from families is that they absolutely love to see the First Five Forever team up on their tellies, and they're singing along and dancing along. So we talk a lot about innovation, but this is actually the quiet, unsung little programs that mean so much to so many in our community, and they truly are innovative. So I just wanted to say, Katie, could you please pass on my thank you to everyone in your team who's been evolving and adapting to the new norm. And I just thought you might like to speak for a moment on the Swim Logan project.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Karansky. Through the chair, I may as well, after I talk about that, I've just got a couple of items of GB myself. So as per an email that was just sent a couple of minutes ago, I'm pleased to let you know that the Community Development team in the Community Services branch were successful in securing federal government funding through the Driving Social Inclusion Through Sport and Physical Activity grant, which was an opportunity from the Department of Health. This was announced publicly today. We're really excited about it. We've been approved to receive $644,000 over the next 2 years for this Swim Logan project. The email that you've been sent will have more details, and of course we'll be working with the federal government to do any joint media and advertising on it. It specifically targets people who are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and people from cultural and linguistically diverse backgrounds. So we're absolutely delighted to secure that and work in conjunction with our existing swimming pools. Secondly, following the Committee of the Whole discussions, we've got a number of workshops next week. So that's just to highlight that we've got a number of those, and the team has been doing a lot of work in preparation for those workshops, and are looking forward to talking with you all. That's on the 7th. In terms of the safety camera program update and the task force that Councillor Heremiah is particularly passionate about, you might notice that there's been a meeting scheduled in your diaries upcoming for that this month. And I know a lot of you have been to the safety camera monitoring room. For any other councillors that would like to go to that safety camera monitoring room, we'd love to host you, and you can work through Nick Maguire to get you out there. Finally, my family's outside. They're waiting to pick me up. I'm on annual leave from this afternoon. And I'll be returning on Monday. Because it's only 2.5 days on leave, I haven't asked anyone to act in my role. But if there's anything urgent, please contact Angela Penwarden, who's the Executive Assistant to the Directorate, and she can direct your matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. And just before you head off, I believe Treasurer Cameron Dick has been visiting Logan Central Library today. I wonder if you might comment on that.
That's true, thank you. So we found out last night that Treasurer Cameron Dick was planning to come to the library today to present a Queenslander Award to Hilda McLean, who is our Heritage Specialist. So it's a really fantastic award, and we're delighted. The media team were in attendance there to highlight that amazing accolade.
Would you be so kind as to pass on our congratulations also?
Thank you.
No further questions for the Director? There being no further questions, that completes our agenda for today. I declare the City Lifestyle Committee meeting closed at 12:09 p.m. Thank you.